the Flash. Kill Brainiac, but bring me the Flash.
He may be somewhat disoriented when you find him, so handle him with care.
You heard the doctor. With care.
Moments from annihilation, yet so very far from home.
Wobbin' in! Got moves!
Here to reclaim your sworn enemy, the Flash? How touching. I'll be more than happy to share my research with you. In fact, I've made a breakthrough. As you can see, I am now a league of my own. Calculators out, and pencils ready, Task Force X. Not to worry, I spiced things up just for you, dear squad. You Earthlings have superstitions about cold winds, correct? I suggest heeding them. Take it on, please. Always good to get out and move around. The cold does metaphorically get to one. Extreme decreases in temperature can result in loss of limb and death. I do hope you're prepared. Don't worry, I'll have this done in a... language bleed through. A chilling round of applause for our would-be heroes.
I suppose genetic tampering can only get you so far. Just you. Nora would love to give you a full critique on your attire.
Let's consider the other side of the equation now. One should always try to begin with proven theory. Despite how distressingly ill-prepared you always are, this distraction is useful. Enough of a challenge to break a sweat. What more could I possibly ask of you?
Oh, sure, take your time. I can't feel my bloody legs.
Ah, yes. I can see the variables much more clearly now. You might think wind would be less combustible. And yet... How is your locomotive potential at the moment? Even I make room for the more useful classics. A perfect opportunity to introduce a new element.
I was not supposed to catch that, was I?
Not even the fundamentals will stick with you. I'll break you down into something even simpler and much smaller. A little quick preparation first. Despite how distressingly ill-prepared, a different placement this time to optimize the throughput. Yes. I tried to research this move of the Kryptonians. You Earthlings are disgusting. I made changes.
Targeting another resistor.
I admit, I did borrow some inspiration from Freeze on the rapid cooling ratios.
Selecting new target. Grenade out on start!
Extreme decreases in temperature can result in loss of limb and death. I do hope you're prepared.
Boomerang!
Enough of a challenge to break a sweat. What more could I possibly ask? I admit, I did borrow some inspiration from Freeze on the rapid cooling ratios. Always good to get out and move. You Earthlings have superstitions about cold winds, correct? I suggest heeding them. Give these a moment. The end result may shock you. Extreme decreases in temperature can result in loss of limb and death. I do hope you're prepared.
That was for you, Zemogi.
I admit, I did borrow some inspiration from Freeze on the rapid cooling ratios.
This'll stop Boomerang.
I modified this Kryptonian thunderclap. Feedback is greatly appreciated. Extreme decreases in temperature can result in loss of limb. All plans must be capable of weathering setbacks, especially such frustratingly tenacious ones as you. Not much variation here, but there is potential. Despite how distressingly ill-prepared you always are, this distraction is useful.
Who doesn't love a grenade?
Always good to get out and move around. The cold does
Give us a hand,
metaphorically
guys.
get to
I'm in a
one.
state here.
And yet you foolishly persist. For days on end. Mind-bendingly incomprehensible. This occurs naturally on your Earths. Who comes up with these? You might think wind would be less combustible. And yet... This occurs naturally on your Earths. Who comes up with these?
Nothing an explosion can't fix.
Anyone got any jumper cables?
You're reaching out, Boomerang. Why don't you try your way?
Oh, love a bit of close talk.
You might think wind would be less combustible. And yet... A perfect opportunity to introduce a new element. I've allowed you to continue more than long enough. This little diversion ends now. Let these cool a bit before you barrel into them. You will not stand in the way of my research. Once more, and I will finally be rid of you nuisances.
Selecting new target.
Launching
If you
explosive
have
device.
feedback on the swing compared to the throw, I hate to hear it. Don't worry, I'll have this done in a language read-through.
Governor, safe from King Shark.
You Earthlings have superstitions about cold winds, correct? I suggest heeding them.
Reprioritizing targets.
Detonating the shark.
Let these cool a bit before you barrel into them.
Shield depleted.
I admit, I did borrow some inspiration from Freeze on the rapid cooling ratio. My projections predicted something akin to this. I never intended to experience it. Ultimately, this data is beginning to give diminishing returns.
Oh boy. Oh wow. I'm not really used to getting winded. Hey, shouldn't you all be in jail?